Hey guys, my name is Lizzie and I'm a transformer. Dominique, do you want to go?
And my name is Dominique, and I'm also a transformer.
Yeah. I'm a
And I
senior.
think it's gonna, yeah, good. I'm also a senior.
Yeah. What's your major?
I am health behavior science with a minor in business admin.
Oh, nice. I'm also health behavior science, and I have a concentration in health and disability. So, we're
Mhm.
gonna, yeah. So today we're here to talk about stress, and we're gonna do it through a Zoom virtual format because that's just the way that we've been operating for the past year. Um, so I guess we should start with the definition of stress. So according to Medline Plus, stress is a feeling of emotional or physical tension, and it can come from any event or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what do you feel about that, Dominique?
That's definitely how I feel that's how I see what stress is. To me, stress is definitely a lot of emotions. It almost gives me a headache, almost. But yeah, stress is just feeling a lot of, honestly, there's good stress and bad stress, but I think in this terms we're going to talk about the bad stress. And it just feels like there's a lot going on in my world. It kind of feels like I'm in a bubble and there's like nowhere to move almost. And it just sometimes um yeah, it just feels like a lot of different emotions, a lot of in your head mentality type of situation. How do you define stress?
No, yeah, I definitely agree with that. And something that I really agree on is the headache part because I get a lot
Mhm.
of stress induced headaches, like at least 3 to 4 times a week. It's bad. Um, but
Mhm.
yeah, stress is more so a physical response to me as well, like super overwhelmed in my head. Like I kind of just have to stop and like take it in. And then
Mhm.
even doing things that are supposedly stress relieving, like exercising or writing in a journal and stuff, like sometimes that doesn't really help.
Yeah.
um, yeah, and especially right now with like virtual instruction, I feel like it's kind of more stressful than being in person. I don't know how you feel about that.
Mhm. Yeah, so we can jump into like the virtual learning and how that is stressed different types of people. I can describe how it stressed me. I'm a very I have a love hate with virtual learning. Obviously, I have loved being home, kind of like having my own time, but I'm a very my with my personality, I kind of almost need to be in person and I kind of need someone to be on me sometimes. So, because I have learned like this whole pandemic and everything has made me lazy. Not gonna lie, it has made me lazy. And I've been stressed to get things done because I'm not in person. So I don't feel like there's as much pressure. So that to me is how I've taken virtual learning and how it stressed me. And also not being able to go to office hours. I'm a very in person type of person. So doing it over Zoom does not benefit me at all. So that's kind of how it stressed me.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I was definitely a student that loved to go to office hours, and just having that person to person contact with the professor was just way more meaningful than just staring at them through screen. And
Yeah.
um, last semester, I took 18 credits all on the computer. So it was literally 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., just straight up on my computer. And, with that, you're super sedentary.
Yeah.
And just even being sedentary just increases your stress and that lack of interpersonal connection, not just with the professor, but with your
Yeah.
peers as well. Like
Mhm.
there's no social life there. And I feel like you need a social
Yeah.
life in order to be not overwhelmed, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like I didn't appreciate going to classes. I remember at the beginning of this year, I was like, I would do anything to just walk through Trabant, which is our student center again. And yeah, it's definitely been a big change. It's been stressful, but I feel like we should also talk about like how have we dealt with that stress and what have we done to kind of help us out. So
Yeah,
we can go ahead with
yeah,
that.
I definitely agree. So I don't know, I've been researching a lot about what to do with stress. Like I've been dealing with anxiety for basically since high school. And I'm still to this day
Hmm.
trying to figure out how to stress relief myself. But
Yeah.
right now, I'm basically just trying to keep a regular exercise routine, like even if it's just 30 minutes here and there. I try and do it during the weekdays because even doing something like a virtual boxing class on YouTube is just like super stress relieving. And I like to talk to my family members or my friends about what's going on or what makes me feel stressed. I have a planner too, so that I can stay organized
Mhm.
because there's a lot on my plate right now. So just having everything written out and like checking things off, like to do list style, is kind of super helpful for me too. And I always try and make sure that I reserve at least an hour and a half to myself every day, if that be
Mhm.
through watching something, through talking on the phone with my boyfriend, to, I don't know, playing on my Nintendo Switch. Like it's just something that is
Yeah.
not school related. How do you deal with
Yeah.
stress?
So I used to deal with stress in a bad way. I used to throw everything in the back of my head and just kind of whatever about it. Now I kind of let myself feel the stress, and I really value my alone time. So I used to be a person that all over the place, here, there, hanging with this person, doing this, trying to get homework done, do this and that. Now I'm like in my room, I get it done. I take a break, go watch TV, come back, get it done. I have like a little system, like um, I do like an hour this, 20 minutes, watch TV, go back an hour this, 20 minutes, watch TV. And I have seen that's helped me a lot, especially value my alone time. I think a lot of my stress came from me being really social. And in this case, now that we're isolated, um, I feel like it has helped a little bit to value my alone time. So that's definitely how I've personally been dealing with it. And just so everyone knows, stress is very different for everyone else. And stress, the meaning of stress is also very different from everyone else. There's positive stress, there's negative stress. Stress can be seen as a good thing because, it's like your body letting you know you got to get something done. So, yeah, just had to put that out there. That's different for everyone. Like she deals with it. Lizzie deals with it differently. I deal with it differently, and that's totally normal. So
Yeah, that's a really good point to make too. And you also made a very good point that not all stress is bad. And I feel like we should kind of touch on that too. Every time I try to think of stress in a positive way, I do think of it as a motivator as well. Like,
mm,
I remember someone telling me that good stress is when you're about to give like a super powerful speech at a
mhm,
conference or something. Like, you get all those nerves, but they're
mhm,
good nerves because you know that you're going to make an impact with whatever you're going to say to whoever your audience is.
mhm,
Or good stress could be being nervous to meet up with your friends that you haven't seen in a year.
yeah,
um, I had that kind of good stress like a couple weeks ago, and it was super nice. Like it turned out to be a really nice outing. Yeah,
mhm.
what do you think is good stress?
Like I said, just like my body telling me I gotta get stuff done, and it's I'm trying to think of an example of something I've had good stress lately. Um, our presentation. Um, I wouldn't see it as bad stress because um, I've gotten other things done too, but it's just my body telling me get it done. You'll be so much happier when it's over. So it's like a positive motivator to get things done. Also, I was an athlete like my whole life, and I would get stressed before games. I would get stressed when I was like talking to college recruiters, but it was just like good stress. Like it was like I didn't feel like bad. I wasn't like some like I was about to get a headache. Like it was like a stress that it's about to happen, but also like this is such a big achievement. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like my outlook on good stress.
No, yeah, definitely. And the presentation, by the way, is for our Transform internship.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Just putting that out there. And I want to piggyback on something too. You said that or one way that you cope with stress right now is by being alone and like sitting with your thoughts. That's actually a really good idea because I don't do that. And you said that everyone handles stress differently. So this is a perfect example because I'm the type of person to just go, go, go and kind
Mhm.
of take what I'm feeling and kind of push it to the side and I'll deal with it later.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like I'm so spread thin right now, but it's because I don't want to sit with my thoughts.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, like I'm working right now. I babysit. And then I have classes and then I do at least like 15 hours of transform every week and like although
Mhm.
having all this on my plate is super blessing and I'm super grateful for all of it, it is a little overwhelming at times,
Yeah.
but tis life.
Yeah. Gotta deal with it. I know exactly what you mean. I also work, actually I have work coming up. I also work and that would run in the fall, that would run into one of my classes. So I would like work and be in class at the same time because I work remotely right now, another remote thing. And it would stress me out a little bit, but the way I dealt with it was going back to the lecture, rewatching it, making sure that I didn't miss anything while I was also working at the same time. So yeah, stress is something everyone feels. It's not uncommon. Like I said, everyone feels it differently. Everyone feels it, can feel it. It's like I see it almost as a spectrum. Some people might feel it like a little bit, and there's like the extreme ones who really feel it. So it really just depends on how you are, and hopefully this Zoom was will be helpful for everyone to kind of figure out how to deal with their stress. Maybe they can use our ideas or how we've been doing it. So yeah, that's a really hopefully this is helpful for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. The To piggyback off of that, the purpose of this Zoom was kind of to have a conversation about stress, to not even like put a face to the name, a name to the face. I don't know what the expression is. But to
Mm.
kind of put a more humane spin on it, just to show that you're not the only one that's dealing with it. Like we're all dealing with it, and it's
Yeah.
healthy to talk about it and to have a conversation about it, and to let other people know that they're not alone. And so hopefully
Hmm.
you found these tips or these experiences that we both shared helpful in any way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully also there's also tips on the Transform team that a lot of others interns had put out about stress. There's also the ACLM website that gives a lot of good tips on a lot of different things. So y'all should definitely go ahead and check out the Transform website, ACLM as well, and get a lot of good ideas from them. Not just from these videos. There's a lot of different um, resources out there for everyone.
Yes, that's a very good shout out. And ACLM stands for American College of Lifestyle Medicine.
There you go.
So,
Yep.
yeah, I'm sure if you put in ACLM on Google, it'll just
It'll
put you
pop
to that
up.
page.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks, guys.